Shalom Israel, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle, elders, great millstone, much salutation to the brothers teaching the word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect, most I will. We're in the end times, clock is ticking. We don't really go by a physical clock, but the hourglass sin drop, the last of the sin in the hourglass is about to go down, that glass. And it's crazy that they have an hourglass, and then it's going to take only an hour for America to be destroyed. But as you see, this title is in Apocrypha, Sirach 25 and 19, Ecclesiasticus, but we say Sirach sometime. Most of the time, I would say 25 and 19. Now, I'll be checking out, this site, and I'll be, you know, trying to find out. Just kind of seeing what's on our women's mind. You know, on every so often basis, and of course, it's all buck wild. It's all ratchet, man. But this is a picture I took off of that site, and it's called Good Vibes, and it got a Nubian woman kissing a skeleton head. And guess who was playing during that her that box, that window open? Because they do live, they on in these windows live. Erica Badu. And, we know Erica Badu is a witch, and she even said out of her own mouth she's a different witch from Beyonce. So, and they talking about voodooism and witches and not evil. It says good vibes on there. I mean, I could still listen to some Erica Badu today. I mean, from her old school stuff. On and on, and the honey and those type of songs. Uh, you know, and a lot of other songs. From a lot of other women. I mean, and it seemed harmless back then. I mean, he called it neo soul. NDRE. That's when they were out. You know, the male part of that was D'Angelo and you know some other artists. It was that era in the '90s. Um, but these, of course, are daughters of Israel that are, whether they have father figures in the house or not. Usually, the case is not. Belong to the industry. And a lot of them are raised under the banner of the industry, with their parents being, musicians or actors. Just like when you see little, not little Bow, but Romeo, his father is Master P. You see Will Smith's son and his daughter, and a lot of that was hidden and unknown. Boosie Collins, his son is Drew Down. And so a lot of those kids are growing up under the parents that are already in that industry. Um, Kim Phil's mother is an actor. You know, um, so you know, even they're really truly without fathership, because the true fathership comes of the truth. This is the voice. The truth is the voice of the fathers. So we're not. Our people live not no longer under those commandments. They don't go by those guidelines anymore. But let me get this. Uh, Sirach 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her, man. And I, as a personally too, as a man speaking, I believe, um, what is um, accompanied with that, as far as the meaning and her lifestyle, is, um, her she feeds off of spirits. You know, she's open to spirits. You know, Even and usually it's based on power and money. And if any man got it, any woman got it, she'll get into a relationship with another woman, not even her, knowing that she's not a lesbian. But just for the sake of a better life, or to play that woman because she got a lot of money, what have you. She might even have a man, but she'll go into these extremes uh, for the benefit of her own life. And it also says in Scripture, "He that loses life shall gain life. He that gain his life shall lose his life." What is he? What is a man that he should gain the whole world and lose his soul? Um, Going on, it says, "As the climbing up a sandy way to is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man." Like, man, she could put age on them. She could turn them into gray hairs, man. Hoary head, you know, stressing them out. In a lot of cases, the men go before the women. They could be the same age, and the woman, the man, die before the woman will. Even of so-called natural causes, but it might be high blood pressure, stressed. She's always asking like, "When are you gonna be my this? When are we gonna get a new car, a new house? When are we gonna pay these bills? Why are you, what are you gonna get the children? Can you, when are you gonna give what's the name a new car? Are you gonna send our children into, uh, he wants to be a fireman. You gonna help him with this and that. He wants to go to join the military. Are you gonna teach him how, like, you know, what about the lien on the mortgage on the house? What about rent to own? Whatever the case may be. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, man. And that's how a lot of them get around. Because a lot, let's be honest. I mean, there are pretty women that men will not let walk down the street without giving them a ride or helping them, or or and trying to get inside. But of course, if you're a pretty woman, you're decent woman, you're gonna get more. More. You're gonna attract more possibilities, attract more possible success, even when it comes to job. And that's just facts. Might somewhat work for men too, being a handsome man, but more so with the woman. Um, Desire her not for pleasure, because you can get into harlotry. Now, it didn't say like when you get with a woman, you make her your wife. You could, hey, the bed is undefiled. You know, you could. The pleasure is the sex is pleasurable, you know, but don't desire her. It said desire her not for pleasure, like you know, um, to get and indulge into pleasure, to where you're in love with her, you're losing yourself for her. You, like I said, many men have gone out at wits for women. Like you down on bending knees, you giving. Like I said, that little story about the man working hard for 5 years and he buys a diamond ring that's worth $30,000. Might be even more. And she, when they get into an argument heavy, she'll throw that damn ring down the drain, or into the water where you have to dive in for it, man. Make you look like a fool. And you worked 5 years for that ring. She doesn't care, and that ring ain't really even worth that much. They probably bamboozled you, buying it from the pawn shop or wherever you bought it from. A lot of our people don't even know what a real diamond ring looks like. I'm not even worried about, I'm not into that. I'm not into diamond rings. I mean, and all that, you know. But ain't nothing wrong with having a little material things. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You can't jump off the damn edge for it. Verse 22, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach, man. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, and that's what you see of the so-called black woman. And you could apply it to women in general. I mean, a lot of, hey, but mostly we're talking about Israelite women. You know, the black woman on the other side. A wicked woman abateth the courage, making a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. Wounded mind, man. A woman that would not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees, man. Like, you know, we it says a woman should be a pillar of rest to her husband. Like, that's not a form of a weak man because he wants comfort. He wants a lot of men for that comfort. They don't you don't have to hug them. They just want peace and quiet. They just want just like the house to be quiet and shit. Keep the kids. The kids are running around ratchet because of how you take care of the household when the man's at work a lot of times. And then if where do the kids go when they're not with the parents? They go to their grandmother's house. And the man is probably still working, or he's sitting on the porch or in the garage trying to escape from the madness. So usually he's not around or he's already dead. You know? Now grandmas are younger these days. So it's a little different, but it's usually under the care of a woman, even with these in-house daycares and all that. Or, the woman, becoming like a maid, you know, in-house maid or whatever. Verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And it says, and it's a article. It's based on statistics. Nothing that I wrote. Nothing that we wrote as men. We didn't get together and say we need to make a story about these women. And no, it's just the people that study in that field, whether they be Edomites or Jakes or whatever. They said the most dangerous place to be born is in a black woman's womb. That was an article, face um, front cover article of certain magazines. As first, it's statistically proven. Give no water, no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Yeah, because she's gonna go. Hey, man. I can imagine what these celebrity women are doing. I mean, even the average woman, but that has no supervision because the celebrity women, they're not checked. I think they said Rihanna ran away from home when she was like 13 or something, 10 or 13, never turned back. She went straight, pretty much almost straight into the industry, man. Uh, and she's one of the nasty. I mean, she promotes that sexual perversion. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. She's gonna kill the man. Blessed is the man that has a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. That's hard to find these days. A virtuous wife. Let me see what virtuous mean according to the blue letter. I won't make this long at all. But I'm just saying like virtuous. I think that's right. Yeah. Virtuous. Going up here. Virtuous. It looks like tha, ya, no, ha, Let me see. No, that's Slovakia. That's kha, ya.
Strong's H2428. Chayil. Chayil.
Strength, might, wealth, army, ability, wealth. That's that's a pillar of rest. Your well-being, you know, virtue, company, great company. I mean, man, great forces, goods, host, might, power, riches. Like all that takes stress and off a man's back. You know, coming home and the woman is first not talking about where you been or why are you late. 10 minutes late. I've been waiting for you. The children's been crying and all that. I need to go to my appointment. Or me and the girls, we need to get ready. I told you about. You know, it's like all that drama, man. It says in Job, a man born of a woman is a few days of trouble in a few days. Um, so coming through the matrix of that womb, you don't know what a woman. You in the womb of a woman, and she has rights. She has abortion rights. She has rights to guide a bride in this American world, and to where that child in that womb, you don't know what's gonna happen with that child. Now women, the black women do. They usually do. They they do all right bringing the child forth and all that. I mean, some, a lot of them are still ratchet out there, but the baby is born, and they love the child. But when it comes, to a certain point of stress and then them, the man being sold out to be a cheater or a player or like he's just not living up to her standards and they're not making enough money and all that. She just go ratchet, man. And those are even the women that trying to live decent, but some women are just born to be ratchet. They're born, even these women out in the industry, they're born for this. They're able to go to the depths. They listen to that ratchet ass music, stripping and butt naked everywhere they go. You know, no panties on when they go out, short skirts. You know, they call it a hoe phase. You know, it's just and think about, damn, that was your daughter. You'd be like mad as hell, man. It brings shame. It says paraphrasing a daughter, a whore's daughter should bring a shame upon her father, or a daughter out of order, you know. Uh, and that's it. I don't want to make this long, man, but it's like even the ones that's into so-called like that's a basically a deceptive spirit, and and black, we don't, us as people, we don't even know what the real culture is. We do. The culture is, from the Bible. I mean, that's our real heritage. But all these black establishments, black business, black parties, and all that, and black bodies and of politics and black leaders and all that, they don't have no moral standards, man. They connected with this world, you know. So that's why they have daughters growing up doing anything that they want to do, and you know, you would think that damn, all these celebrities in In the celebrity world, they don't, like, as if they don't have fathers, and they do, you know. But their fathers are connected to the game. They're getting money off of their dollars, you know, fame, and so they don't have any they don't, you know. But hey, we was back in the days of Moses. Our people be getting stoned, man, stoned to death, or burnt at the stake for being a witch, or you know, those type of things, man. But hey, you know, we're gonna see, because they've been warned, and they've been warned by the prophet that was sent into them. It said, "Woe to them, woe to you, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, oh woe to you that killeth the prophets that were sent to you." And the prophets are the voice of the Father. They, you know, it said to treat an elder as a father. So when you don't listen to your father and you and his household, you getting your ass whooped. And they're gonna get their ass whooped in Jacob's trouble and when these missiles drop, man. Anyway, shalom.